My mother-in-law stood up at brunch and announced to everyone that I was gold-digging trash. The whole restaurant went silent. Forks stopped midair. My husband Griffin sat frozen beside me, his hand still holding his mimosa. His mother Vivian stood at the head of the table wearing her signature pearl necklace and a smile that could cut glass. I mean, let's be honest, she continued, her voice carrying across the dining room. She trapped my son with a pregnancy. Now she's living in our house, spending our money, and contributing nothing. I was 8 months pregnant and hadn't worked in 5 months because Vivian had insisted I quit my teaching job. No grandchild of mine will be raised by daycare workers, she'd said. Griffin had agreed immediately, always eager to please mommy. His entire family was there. His father, his 2 brothers, their wives, his grandmother, all of them staring at me with varying degrees of pity and disgust. Mom, that's enough, Griffin finally managed, but his voice was weak. Is it? Vivian turned to him. She got pregnant after 4 months of dating. 4 months, Griffin. Then suddenly you're married and she's moved into the guest house. Technically true. But what Vivian didn't mention was that she'd been the one who suggested we live in their guest house, who'd convinced Griffin we couldn't afford our own place, who'd slowly isolated me from my friends and family with weekly mandatory dinners and sudden emergencies that always required my presence. I stood up, my chair scraping loudly. You're right, Vivian. I did get pregnant quickly. Wanna know why? Griffin grabbed my arm. Don't. I pulled free. Because your son poked holes in the condoms. The gasps were audible. Vivian's face went white. I found the box, I continued, my voice steady. He'd used a pin to punch through every single one. Then he proposed 2 days after I told him I was pregnant, before I could even consider my options. Griffin's brother Wesley choked on his water. His wife stared at Griffin with horror. That's a lie, Vivian sputtered. My son would never. I have the box, I interrupted. I took photos. I also have recordings of every conversation where you planned this with him, Vivian. You wanted a grandbaby so badly you helped him trap me. I pulled out my phone, pressed play. Vivian's voice filled the restaurant. Once she's pregnant, she won't leave. Women never do. Then we'll have her exactly where we want her. Griffin's face crumbled. His father stood abruptly, knocking his chair backward. I've been documenting everything for months, I said. Every time you criticized my clothes, my friends, my family, every time you made Griffin choose between you and me, every time you threatened to kick us out if I didn't obey your rules, I have texts, recordings, witnesses. I placed a folder on the table. These are divorce papers. Griffin gets supervised visitation after the baby's born. I'm taking the college fund his grandfather left him, the one you've been hiding from him, and I'm filing a restraining order against you, Vivian. Silence. You can't do this, Vivian whispered. I already did, I said. My lawyer's waiting outside. So is my dad, who's driving me to my new apartment. The one I rented with money from my actual job. The one I never quit. I've been working remotely this whole time, saving every penny. Griffin reached for me. Please, we can fix this. Mom didn't mean. Your mother meant every word, I said. And so did you when you sabotaged those condoms, when you isolated me, when you convinced me I was crazy for feeling controlled. I grabbed my purse. Enjoy your brunch. I hope the Eggs Benedict was worth losing your grandchild. I walked out of that restaurant with my head high, while Vivian's family turned on her like wolves. Through the window, I watched Griffin's father grab the folder, his face turning purple as he read. My daughter was born 2 months later. Griffin's supervised visits lasted 4 months before he stopped showing up. Turns out, being a parent was hard, without mommy telling him what to do. Last week, I got a wedding invitation. Griffin was marrying a woman Vivian had chosen for him. I sent a gift with a note. Congratulations. Check the condoms.